Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guide. This is another episode of the SFML Desert Game series, and this is the last episode of this series. And in this video what we are going to do is we are going to essentially just finish what we started in the last video, that is the high score system, but instead now we are going to actually store the high score in a file so that it is not lost between game sessions. So in order to do that, I'm going to first of all go ahead and say hashtag include, and I'm going to include the f stream. Then I'm going to go down here, and between in the main function, after setting up the sound buffer and other kind of stuff, the text and stuff, I'm going to create a std colon f stream and just call it something like stream, and we are not going to call the constructor on it, so just remove that. Then we are going to use the method called stream dot open. Now we are going to use them, we are going to name the file going something like highscore.dat, which means it's going to be a data file, and we are going to go ahead and say std is in for the open mode. This is when we are opening the file for the first time, and we are trying to check if the actual data exists in if a high score is stored, and if that is stored, then we want to actually get it. So we are going to go ahead and say if stream dot is open, which will basically tell us whether the stream is open, and if the file existed, then the stream should be open. And in here what we can do is you can go ahead and you can do a bunch of stuff, but I think it might be a good idea to, instead of just using a text like thing, to actually store our data as binary. So I'm going to add another flag here, std ios binary, and here we are going to say stream dot read, and for this I'm going to cast this to a character pointer, and we are going to provide it with our a high score, which means it's going to put that value directly in the high score. Then for the size, we are going to say size of high score, and that's pretty awesome. Now we can kind of remove these here because you don't really need those. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now if that does not work, which means that stream is not open, or actually we need to do this step regardless of whether it's open or not. So if it was not open, we will just we will open it again in the output mode, and if it was open, then we will get the value and then open it again. So we're going to say stream dot open yet again, but this time we are going to say highscore dot dat and std ios out, and then std ios binary, actually, like that. And I'm going to do this. So this should essentially be it. It's going to now go ahead and allow us to kind of store the values as we want, and now we need to actually store the high score when we get a new one. Alright, so if that way is not functioning well for you, then another way is to just do it this way, which is to create an input file stream separately called ifs, and we are going to use that open, and in the end we are going to close this once we have read. Then we are going to create an output stream called ofs, and we are going to use that for outputting the data. Now if I start my game and let it actually start up, and once it runs, you can see that I get 4 score, and if I get you can see the high score is 4. And if I go ahead and like to close the game and then run it again, then what you should see is that the high score is still 4, even if we quit the session. So if I like go ahead and make a score like something like 8, 9, 10, 11, and then you can see that the high score is now 11. And if I go ahead and run the game again, you should see if I if I'm out at score 0, then the high score is, oh, it's 4. Wow, that was not expected. Let me see why that happened. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay, 16. Now I've got 16 score, and that says that the high score is 16. And if I close the game and run it again, then it says that the high score is 4. Wow, it's still causing a little bit of problems, and why is that happening? We need to fix that out. So the reason is that if I go up here, it's basically seems like that once it does this, it is not like doing the rest of the functions correctly once it reads the file. So when it reads the high score, it's not working correctly after that. It was working correctly when we did not have any high scores stored. Alright, so the reason that it was not working was because I had got the program opened up in another the file opened up in another program, so it was not working correctly. So yeah, that was just a exceptional case. So for your it should work, and it's going to work now as well. So I just played a game in which I obtained 13 high score, which you should see is displayed correctly. Alright, and if I run it again and I get a high score higher than 13, so let's try to play the game for a while and get a higher score. yes. Yeah, that's like 16 or like that, 18. So I've got a high score of 18, and if I start the game again, what you should see is that the high score is stored as 18. So yeah, you can see that works. So yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. In the next video we are going to we're going to start our new series, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I will see you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this series with other people, and bye.